Welcome back to Math Zen, everyone. This video is going to cover plotting, ordering, and comparing decimals. It's a bit lengthy, so let's get right into it.
Alright, on this first slide, I'm going to start with trying to explain the more difficult part of this lesson first. There's going to be questions that you encounter within this lesson that require you to plot decimal points on number lines that do not have all of the little tick marks labeled. Like these tick marks here, they're not labeled. So your job for some of the questions today is going to be to put values on those tick marks. Now, the best way for me to show you how this actually works is with this little illustration here. So you need to realize that the space in between 2 and 5/10 and 2 and 6/10 has a whole section of numbers that's there. So if we imagine that we zoomed in on this section right here, you need to realize that in between 2 and 5/10, you really have 2 and 51/100, 2 and 52/100, 2 and 53/100, and so on and so on and so on and so on. You need to also realize that you could technically zoom in on one of those little hundredths sections as well, and that would break up into your thousandths pieces. So again, if we took, for this example, 2 and 55/100 and 2 and 56/100, there is actually numbers in between there, and you need to realize that you've got 2 and 551/1000, 2 and 552/1000, and so on and so on and so on. So for this example, let's just pretend we were dealing with this blue line here. Your question might give you the decimal 2 and 55/100, and it might ask you to plot where that goes. So like I said, it would be your job to know that this tick mark right here actually equals 2 and 55/100. Now, on the next slides, I'm going to show you some less involved things that you're going to be working on in this lesson, such as comparing decimals, literally meaning less than, greater than, or equal to. And I'm going to show you little shortcuts in thinking on how you can do that easily. All right, on this slide, we are going to get into how we order decimals. So you need to know two very important words before we get into that. You need to know what the word ascending means and descending means. The word ascending just means to order your numbers from least to greatest. And then descending is the opposite of that. It means to order your numbers from greatest to least. Now let's take a look over here at a sample question. It says, order these numbers in ascending order. So again, ascending means we're going to order them from least to greatest. So we have 6 and 640/1000, 6 and 731/1000, 6 and 725/1000, and 6 and 730/1000. So what I teach my students to do is to take the decimals and literally line them up vertically like this, and then rewrite the numbers, making sure that every place value lines up. For example, our ones digits line up, our tenths line up, our hundredths line up, and our thousandths line up. Then at this point, I start at the largest place value and I literally just compare digits, looking for any differences I find. So the ones digit, there is no help there, they all are sixes. The tenths digit, we have a 6 and then 3 sevens. What's smallest out of that? Because remember, we're looking for ascending order, least to greatest. Well, 6 is smaller than these three. So by default, this has to be our smallest number. I like to put a little 1 there to remind myself that that's the first one I'm going to write. Next, since I had a tie here with these three, I move to the next place value over, which is the hundredths place. So we have a 3, a 2, and a 3. And because this 2 is less than these 3's, this is going to be the next smallest number. So I put a little 2 next to it to remind myself it's the second smallest one. And now I have the next number to think about is this one here and this one here. And they are almost identical, but I need to go to the thousandths place value to make sure which one is smaller. So I compare this 1 with this 0. And because 0 is less than 1, this is the third smallest number I'm going to write. And by process of elimination, this has to be the largest one. So we have 6 and 640 thousandths, 6 and 725 thousandths, 6 and 730 thousandths, and 6 and 731 thousandths. Now over here I put a little sticky. This is just a reminder, guys. This is my reminder for you all. You don't have to do it this way if you don't want to do it this way. For me, I like to keep it organized, keep everything stacked up, and compare place value digit by place value digit. Now, on the next screen, we're going to go over how we can compare decimals using less than, greater than, or equal to. All right, now the final part of this lesson happens to be the easiest part.
Oh, thank God.
On this screen, all we're going to be going over is how we can compare decimals using inequality symbols of less than, greater than, or equal to. So what we do for this, the thought process is the same as the last scene where we're going to compare digit by digit. However, it's not really necessary to write them vertically stacked up because you're only dealing with two numbers this time, so it's easy to go back and forth. So we compare here a 3 in the tens place to a 3 in the tens place. That doesn't help us, they're tied. Then a 4 and a 4, still no help. And then here in the tenths place we have a 3 and a 4. Since this 4 is greater than 3, this entire number is greater than this one. So we would read this as 34 and 304 thousandths is less than 34 and 403 thousandths. Now moving on to number 2, same thought process. We're going to go digit by digit. So this 3 and this 3 tie. This 3 and this 3 also tie. This 4 and this 0 do not tie. 4 is greater than this 0, therefore this whole entire number is greater. And we would read this as 33 and 404 thousandths is greater than 33 and 43 thousandths. Now for the last one here, we have a tie with these 3s, we have a tie with these 4s, and we have a tie with these 3s. However, we have these zeros that don't match up with any zeros over here, and this one was intentionally put there to try to trick you a little bit. The trick is that those zeros do nothing but change the way we would say the number. They are actually equal to each other. The way we say this number is 34 and 3/10. The way we say this number is 34 and 300 thousandths. But in actuality, they are equal. Now over here on this post-it, this is just something that I literally remember from being a kid in school. A lot of people have a hard time remembering which symbol means what. You've heard the alligator eats the bigger number, but that doesn't help you tell which one is less than and which one is greater than. So if you can spell the word less than, you know that an L, a capital L, if you were to squish it down, it looks like the less than symbol. So I always teach my kids, hold up your left hand, make an L, squish it down, and that's what your less than symbol looks like. And obviously the one that doesn't look like that has to be greater than. So on the next slide, you know what time it is. We're going to work on a couple of these on your own where I give you time to solve them, and then you can check back in with me to see how you did. Alrighty, it's now your favorite time of the lesson. It's where you get to put together everything we've learned to try some of these on your own. So go ahead now and pause the screen to give yourself a chance to solve these, and then check back in with me to see how you did.
I wonder what the answer is. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Alright, now that you've given yourself enough time to solve these problems on your own, let's go ahead and compare answers to see how you did. So for number 4, it says to order these decimals in descending order. Remember, that means starting from largest and going down to smallest. So our largest decimal here in that one is 2 and 900 thousandths. The next one would be 2 and 890 thousandths. And then the smallest one in that bunch is 2 and 888 thousandths. Moving on to number 5, it says order these decimals in ascending order. That's the opposite. It means to go from smallest to biggest. So in this case, the smallest one that we have for that is 12 and 951 thousandths. The next one should be 12 and 955 thousandths. And finally, our largest one for that one is 13 and 951 thousandths. Now, for numbers 6, 7, and 8, the directions say to use less than, greater than, or equal to compare the numbers. So for number 6, you should have the less than symbol. For number 7, you should have the greater than symbol. And for number 8, you should have the less than symbol. Awesome job if you got those all right. And thank you so much for sticking with me. I know today's lesson was a little bit long, but give yourself a pat on the back. You did a great job.
Nicely done today. I know we covered a lot in today's lesson, so don't hesitate to go back and rewatch any parts you may still be confused about. That's all for now. As always, don't forget to find your Math Zen.